Present perfect simple form. Present perfect simple is formed with the present tense of have plus the past participle. I have played, etc. The past participle in regular verbs has exactly the same form as the simple past, i.e. loved, played, etc. In irregular verbs, the past participles vary. The negative is formed by adding not to the auxiliary. The interrogative is formed by inverting the auxiliary and subject. Affirmative, negative, interrogative, negative interrogative. I have played. I have not played. Have I played? Have I not played? You have played. You have not played. Have you played? Have you not played? He, she, it. Paul has played. He, she, it. Paul has not played. Has he, she, it. Paul played? Has he, she, it. Paul not played? We have played. We have not played. Have we played? Have we not played? They have played. They have not played. Have they played? Have they not played?
Contractions. Have, has and have not. Has not can be contracted thus: I've worked. You haven't worked. Hasn't he worked? Etc. The contracted forms are often almost inaudible in colloquial speech. Have and has may also be contracted. Where have you been? What's he done? Uses of the present perfect simple. Period containing the action extends to now. It always implies a strong connection with the present and is chiefly used in conversations, letters, newspapers and television and radio reports. The tense has present reference and relevance because the period containing the action extends from some time in the past until now, and is therefore still present. The tense is perfect because the action is partly perfected or achieved. Whether the action is actually over or continuing depends on various factors such as whether the verb refers to a single action, repeated actions, a state and so on. But the choice of this tense is a rejection of past and finished. The time period may end at the moment of speaking or continue beyond, but it is not separated from the speaker's now by any gap. The smallest gap would require the past. This is the basic meaning of this tense.
Long-term present period. States, single and repeated actions. The house has not always belonged to me. Tim Robinson has visited England more than once. Has Leocar ever been to Canada? He has often appeared on TV. There have always been wars in the world. I have never flown in a helicopter before. This is the first time I have ever flown in one. Notes. Long-term present. The present implied may be long-term, especially if states or repeated actions are involved. Frequency adverbs often imply an extensive period, though notice that very recent action is implied in the more extensive period of my life to date by I have never, before or
This is the first time I have ever. Note the difference between been and gone as verbs of movement. Been equals gone and returned. Gone equals left here. Compare. Has she been to Norway? Has she visited Egypt at any time? With has she gone to Sweden? Has she left for Paris? Is she there or on her way?
Short-term present period. Often recent single actions. Tim has just locked it. I have invited 70 people to a party. Have you painted the door? The bus has been serviced. Thank goodness. Notes. Short-term present. Without other information. This tense usually implies recent action, with perhaps some present result. Have you locked the door? I want to know if it is secure now. Just, lately, already, yet can emphasize recentness and are often associated with perfect tenses. But American English can use just with the past simple tense. Tom just locked it.
Present period, long or short term, is mentioned as one. A still present period. 1. I've known him all my life. Abdullah has been to New York thrice this year. Have you seen the Fars this week? There have been 2 world wars in my lifetime. Man has exploited man throughout history. Man has been the enemy of man throughout history. 2. A length of time starting earlier, with for. 2. The house has belonged to my family for 60 years. We've known the Fars for years. I have waited for 2 hours already. We've visited Stratford every summer for the past 10 years. 3. A period starting at a definite point, with since. 3. It's belonged to us since 1900. I've lived in London since I was born. We've visited Stanford every summer since 1971. Abdurrahman's learned Arabic since 1980. Paul's bought a car since you last saw him. Notes. Present period actually mentioned 1 time. Expressions with this tense refer to a still present period, e.g. this week, throughout history. If these adverbials are modified to make a gap between him and now, they become past and need the past simple. I saw the Smiths earlier this week. Ali went to New Jersey at the beginning of this year. 2 and 3. The extent of the period extending until now can be mentioned as a length of time, with for an hour, 6 months, 30 years. The extent of the period extending until now can be mentioned as a period starting at a definite point, with since 10 o'clock last week, 2020. For many sometimes be omitted. She's been here a week. But not since. She's been here last week.